Need a pen. Okay, so let's just go and start with number 1. I'm also going to drink a taco. And then we will, if you find one on there that you want to do, we can do that. But we'll just start with number 1 to remember how to do that. Okay, and this one has a little bit more space, so that's nice. All right, so we're going to use our X method to factor. So what needs to go on the top of this X? Close. So 11 will go in there. 11 goes in the bottom. Good. So, and then this one is, we're going to do -7. And if there's a number in front of A, we have to multiply it. So -7 times 6. And that, let's just do that. This is why we learned our multiplication tables in 4th grade, but I didn't do that. So, okay, -7 times 6 is -42. And we need factors that multiply to give us -42 and add to give us 11. So can anyone think of any factors that will do that? And if we can't, then we can just list all the factors of 42. So 42 divided by 2 gives us 21. So 2 and 21. The other thing that we can look at here is this is -42. Down here is positive. So if there's a negative number up here, the only way we can get a negative number is to multiply a negative and a positive number. So one of these numbers needs to be negative, one needs to be positive, and their difference will be +11. So I'm looking for something that has a difference of 11. So that doesn't work. 2 and 21 doesn't work. How about, let's do 42 divided by 3, 14. So 3 and 14, will that work? Do they have a difference of 11? 3 and 14? Yeah, that one will work. So now we have to decide one of these, 3 or 14, has to be negative. So I'm going to pick 3 as the negative value, because then 14 minus 3 gives me 11, but 14 times -3 gives me a -42. Okay, does anyone remember our next step? What are we going to do now? So we have our two numbers. Good. So we're going to put n. Good. N minus 3. Good. Bringing the sign. And it's going to be 3 divided by whatever a is. Here a is 6. So 3 divided by 6. And then n plus 14 divided by 6. Okay, we're not done yet. What's going to be next? Good, we're going to simplify. So divide both sides by the number that can go into both of them. So this one I have 3. So 3 can go into 3. 3 can go into 6. So I will end up with 3 divided by 3 is 1. 6 divided by 3 is 2. And then I need to simplify this one too. So a number that can go into both of these I think is 2. So I'm going to divide the top number by 2 and the bottom number by 2. And then I have n. 14 divided by 2 is 7. 6 divided by 2 is 3. Then what's our last step? Sorry? Maybe I can bring it in a little bit more. Is that, oh, no, it's going to cover it. I just need something heavy on that side. Can you see it a little bit better? Okay. So what's our last step here? So So remember, we're using the bottom up method. So we take the bottom of the fraction and move it up. The bottom of the fraction and move it up. So our answer on this one will be 2n minus 1, 3n plus 7. And that is our answer. Questions on the number one, the first one? Ethan, did you get something different? Are you okay? So where did we do it differently? Is it okay? Okay, all right. Yeah, let me know if I'm doing something wrong so we don't all do it wrong together. Yeah, I'm gonna scoot this over. I'm gonna grab a book and I'm gonna put a book on top. Oh, that'll work. Never mind, that was gonna work. Okay, are there any other ones? Let's do at least 2 more. Does anyone want to pick another one to do together? Number 6. Okay, I'm gonna slide over. Number 6. So we're using our x factoring method. What needs to go on the top of our x?
You can try.
Why did you let me have the other word?
You had a minute to think about that. What goes on the top of our x here? Good. 9 times 8. What is that? And if we don't know, we can use our calculator. So that's 72. So 72 needs to go on the top. And then what needs to go down here on the bottom? Good. Negative 38. Good. Bring your sign. That doesn't look like 38, but it is. All right, so we need numbers that multiply to give us 27, or excuse me, 72, and then add to give us negative 38. So the only way to get a positive number at the top is to have 2 negative numbers or 2 positive numbers. So we are looking for 2 negative numbers that add up to give us negative 38. So that sometimes looking at the signs helps us for what we're looking for. Okay, so does anyone know those off the top of their head? Multiples of 72 that add to give us 38? Okay, if you don't know them, I don't know them, I'm just gonna start dividing. So 72 divided by 2, that's 36. So 2n 36. Is that gonna work? Or will these add up to 38? Yeah, so we can use that. We can go right from there, 2n 36. These are both going to be negative, negative 2 and negative 36. And I'm going to write k is my variable, k minus 2 divided by a. Here, a is 8. And then k minus 38 divided by 8. And then we need 2. Oh, excuse me, 36. That should be 36. Thank you. Thanks for catching that. Now we're going to simplify. So we have to simplify before we bring the bottom up. So I'm going to divide both of these by 2. And does 36 go into 8? Or does 8 go into 36? No. Okay, so let's see. Let's divide both of these by 4. I could divide 36 by 4, and I can divide 8 by 4. Okay, so my next simplified factors, I've got 2 divided by 2 is 1. 8 divided by 2 is 4. Then I have k. 36 divided by 4 is 9. 8 divided by 4 is 2. This is as simplified as we can get it. So now we can do bottoms up. So we take 4, move it up in front. Take 2, move it up in front. So we've got, our answer will be 4k minus 1. That's one factor. And then k, 2k, bring the bottom up. 2k minus 9. Okay, questions on that one? All right, let's do at least one more together. So look through there. Are there any that you want to do, any more that you want to do together before work time? 15. Okay, let's jump down to 15. So other side, down here. Okay, this is a good one. All right, so we need to figure out what goes on the top here. Now we need to figure out what goes on the bottom. So what goes on the top of our x? What do you think? Any ideas? Good, 4 and 15. So A and C, 4 times 15. Do you guys know what that is? Perfect, 60. 4 times 15 is 60. And then what needs to go down here? Good. So negative 17. All right, now we need factors that multiply to give us 60 and add to give us a negative 17. So we are looking for two negative numbers because we need two negative numbers that multiply to give us a positive number and add to give us a negative number. So I think this one ended up being 12 something. This one was hard for me. So I think this one was, let me just tell you, I think it was 12. But you could go through and find the factors. But if we do 12 times 5, and if both of them are negative, we'll get a positive 60. And if both of them are negative, then we'll get a negative 17. Okay, what do we do next? Now that we have the factors, any ideas what should we do? Okay, well, all right, we're going to write them as a factor. So we've got v minus 12, and then we have to divide by a. Divide by a. And we have v minus 5, and we have to divide by a. Okay, then what do we do? Good, yes. We're going to simplify our fractions. So here, 12 divided by 4, we can do that one. That's just 3. So that one's already done for us, v minus 3. And then can we simplify here? Is there anything that goes into 5 that goes into 4? No. So that one's stuck. So all we have to do is bring the bottom up. So 4v minus 5. And over here we have 4, that's our answer. V minus 3, 4v minus 5. That is our answer for 15. I think that one's kind of tricky because those are kind of tricky factors to find. I think some of these, that's the hardest part, is finding the factors. And also notice 17 looks really similar to 15, but 17 is positive now. So, Okay, questions before I let you work? Do you guys feel pretty comfortable with this? You think you can do the rest? Okay. All right, very good. There's a key up here. And the key is also on Canvas. If you're getting stuck, you can look at the key. So next time we're going to have our review day. We'll review factoring, and then we'll take a test on factoring.